Price increases used to be temporary shocks, but today's hikes are permanent structural changes. Historical inflation spikes, like the 1970s oil crisis or 2008 recession, permanently reset price floors. What was once a $1.50 coffee became $2.50 overnight and never looked back. Climate change has redrawn the coffee map. Brazil lost 20% of its prime growing land to droughts, while Vietnam's yields dropped 15% from unpredictable weather. These aren't bad harvests, they're the new growing conditions. The beans in your cup now come from a warmer, less productive world. Every hand in the supply chain now costs more. The barista earning $18 per hour won't accept a pay cut when hiring slows. Farm workers who got raises during labor shortages won't return to poverty wages. These costs get baked into your drink permanently. Energy and rent, the silent price drivers, only climb upward. Even when gas prices dip, the underlying costs of extraction and refining keep rising. Your neighborhood cafe's 30% rent hike last year? That's now part of every espresso shot's price tag. Businesses have adapted to our new reality with ruthless efficiency. They know consumers will pay $5 for what cost $3 before, so they focus on justifying the hike rather than reversing it. Limited edition flavors, artisanal packaging, and premium labels become the norm. The psychological shift is complete. Younger generations won't even remember $3 lattes. Their baseline is today's prices. Like our grandparents who reminisced about nickel sodas, we've crossed into a new economic era where old prices feel like ancient history. The irreversible changes. Coffee growing regions permanently altered by climate shifts. Wage increases that never roll back. Commercial leases that only reset upward. Energy costs with long-term upward trajectories. This pattern extends beyond coffee. 1. Shrinkflation, 1-2-10 becomes standard. 2. Premium labels replace actual discounts. 3. Mandatory fees appear, service charges, fuel surcharges. 4. Loyalty programs mask permanent price hikes. Adaptation beats nostalgia. Here's how to thrive when prices won't retreat. Renegotiate your income first. If coffee jumped 30%, your rates should too. Use inflation data in salary talks. My costs rose 20%, my paycheck must follow. Master substitutions. That $6 latte loses appeal when your $2 home brew matches its quality. Apply this everywhere, generics instead of brands, home workouts over gym fees. Reset your price anchors. Compare costs to current wages, not memory. A $5 coffee seems fair at $15 per hour wages, outrageous at $7.25. Your benchmarks need updating. Invest to opt out. A $150 home espresso setup saves thousands versus daily cafe trips. Apply this logic to all recurring expenses, streaming services, meal kits, subscriptions. Convert convenience into cash. The 20-minute coffee run becomes 5 minutes at home. At 15 hours monthly, you've earned hundreds through reclaimed time. Follow generational adaptation. Young consumers build lives expecting higher costs. Their strategies work better than clinging to 1990s price nostalgia. Haggle relentlessly. If businesses permanently raise prices, so should your negotiation intensity. Phone carriers, insurers, and service providers all have hidden flexibility. Prevent rather than repair. A $300 espresso machine beats $1,500 per year in cafe visits. Same logic applies to car maintenance, dental care, or home insulation. Pay now to avoid bigger costs later. Outurn inflation. If prices rose 20%, you need 20% more income just to stand still. Side hustles that outpace inflation matter more than skipping lattes. Quality trumps quantity. The $30 artisan bag that lasts a month beats daily $5 burnt cafe cups. Apply this to shoes, appliances, anything where longevity pays. No true costs. Most don't track coffees per pound price or milks per gallon cost. Learn these numbers to spot real deals versus clever marketing. Pressure for honest metrics. Official inflation numbers often exclude food and energy. Demand realistic measurements that trigger actual wage adjustments. The mental shift is hardest. Letting go of how things were stings, but fighting reality wastes energy better spent adapting. The $5 coffee isn't too expensive. It's simply today's price. Your grandparents complained about nickel sodas. You'll reminisce about $5 lattes to your grandkids. Price baselines always climb. The winners adapt first. The solution isn't deprivation, but strategic acceptance. Enjoy coffee smarter. Earn more rather than consume less. Outpace inflation instead of resisting it.